Uh, hey guys, how's it going? It's been a little bit. It's been a couple months since I've done one of these, but bands are bands and they do what they do. But I got a band with me. Um, so this is for Midwest Metal Promotions, and this is Geostasis. Well,
Three-fourths of
three-fourths of
Geostasis.
Geostasis. So first, just go down the line, tell us your name and what you do in the band.
I'm Yago, and I'm the guitar player.
My name's Jake. I play drums.
I'm Ashes, and I'm the lead singer.
Nice. So we'll start out with if you just want to go through kind of influences where you got your musical kind of chops from, and how that helped you develop into the musician that you are today. Whoever wants to
Ladies
start.
first.
Well, at a young age, I really liked nu metal. So, I also grew up just listening to whatever played on 93X as a kid. But for me, singing-wise, I heard Evanescence, and that really inspired me to kind of develop my sound until I kind of made it my own. But it's definitely a heavy influence of mine.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I grew up on a lot of punk rock, actually. I discovered like NoFX and Bad Religion early on into my high school days. And to me, especially the early 80s type of punk rock, they didn't really have the talent, but the attitude and the passion was there.
Oh, absolutely.
And I always just was really drawn to, yes, you guys live what you sing about. I found that awesome. And then as years went by and I started playing, and it's not very complex music, to put it lightly. So just started slowly venturing off. One day my brother brought a burned CD of Rain and Blood by Slayer, and he played that opening Angel of Death, that and it's like, okay, you got my attention. So yeah, I mean, I've just kind of slowly migrated from young punk to old metalhead.
Nice. That's the way to do it.
As a kid, through 3 years old, what kept me steady was headphones with Metallica, and from there, Metallica, AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, Aerosmith, Pantera, and all of that. And then I would bypass the new metal era. I did hear it, but I just bypassed it.
You're just like, yeah.
Yep. And
Like just cruising down the highway.
during my middle school years, high school got a little more aggressive, and then during college I went all European power metal, symphonic, and then progressive metal at the end on top. So and I still listen, everything that I mentioned, I still hear it today. Everything stays with me. So from the beginning, and I still hear it, I still like it, I still sing it, I still air guitar it, and all of that.
Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah.
So how did you all? And then we're missing your bass player,
Alex?
Alex. Thank you.
Is that his name? What's his name again?
Alex? You are correct.
So
Sorry, Alex.
It's all good.
Spirit.
We
miss you.
actually really like bass players. Us drummers really kind of need bass players. So how'd you all get? Because you have a very unique sound. We'll put it to you that way. How did this band gestate?
Well, we were in a lab somewhere. No,
Lab coats and
yeah, exactly. No, Yago and I played together in a band. Like 3.5, almost 4 years ago now. Just as many bands do, didn't really turn out to be anything, and just fizzled out from there. A few months go by. Answered this guy named David, sent me this message out of nowhere, and he's like, "You're a drummer. Do you play double bass?" And I just responded back, yes to both. Didn't hear anything from the guy from like a month and a half. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I'm putting together this band. Do you want to meet somewhere and make sure we're all compatible? And okay, that's how the last group started. So why not? You know, we all met up at Pizza Luce, had some beers, some pizza, talked some conspiracy theories, and then about a week or two later, we're jamming in a space in Taylor Sound, and it becomes obvious to me that it's me, bass player, and guitarist slash singer,
Mm-hmm.
David, and it just became obvious that we needed a lead guitarist, and just out of nowhere, it's just like, you know what, I'm going to reach out to Yago here and just see if he's even available to like jam. You know, I didn't even think long term this is going to be a band that records and plays shows and stuff. To me, it was just a Friday night jam thing. And clicked right away. Then David backs out, I guess you could say. I don't know. He liked his beers, and he had this faux pas where he would text drunk, and he quit the band like twice in a 3-day period, and the second time he left, we didn't bother talking him off the ledge or trying to bring him back in. The first time, all of us, and even our bass player, who's Alan Snow, who now plays in Hex Vortices, really good band, awesome bass player too. So he backed out, and then it was just me, Yago, and Alan. We're all jamming together. We ended up moving to my basement. A few months go by, a couple songs written. We get a new vocalist named Brandon. Played a couple of shows, and we're getting some plans together for some studio stuff. But then COVID happened and just basically brought everything to a screeching halt. And
As it did, yeah.
And then, you know, Alan and Hex Vortices really hit it off, so eventually he decided that he's going to go with them full time. So, okay. It happens all the time. And then we find ourselves in a position where we'd secured a new vocalist. Her name was Rebecca, and she was the vocalist, and then right as she joined, Alan had left like a couple of weeks afterwards. So then there was this kind of weird void to fill. And she knew from a previous project a guy named Alex, and he clicked right away. He actually learned one of our most complex songs, Beyond the Horizon, in less than 4 days. It's a 9-minute long song.
That's impressive, yeah.
There's 11 tempo changes in that song, and he got it down, and it was amazing. And then, okay, so we're now a 4-piece band again. It's replaced half the members in about a month's time. Wasn't part of the plan, but that's life. And then unexpectedly, Rebecca and her husband found out that they are starting a family. And to her credit, she tried to make things work. And we're still all good pals to this day, but she had to do the responsible adult thing and back out. So here we are again, 3 people in a basement, trying to figure out what the hell are we going to do. Okay, let's just write some riffs and come up with some cool stuff. And we basically took to the interwebs and just, all right, let's see who's a vocalist, who's remotely interested. We sent a YouTube Dropbox link, and here, write us a song. Ashes over here was one of the ones that responded. She's actually the only one that made us a video. And we were taken away by that and just like, okay, extra points for creativity there, and met up at a Starbucks. Long story short, give or take a week, it's been a year now.
Nice. So the band in its now kind of final form, was that always kind of the vision for it, or did you guys was it just kind of rolling with what happened?
Kind of.
Pretty much. Every time we've tried to make a plan, life's just thrown us a curveball, and it's like, nope, you're going to do something different, and you're going to like it.
Fair enough. So I know the band in this format has only done a handful of shows, if that.
3.
Let's go through them. Let's just have some fun. Let's go through your shows. So what was the first one?
The first one was in St. Cloud.
Okay.
And it was good. In What's it called?
The Keller Bar.
The Color
Color
Bar.
Bar.
Under the red carpet came to me.
Yeah.
Under-
Yeah, I thought red carpet too.
It is
That's not
technically
it.
the red
Okay.
carpet, but
It's just the basement of the red carpet.
Yes, but it was. I mean, it was. We're gonna see how it would work. You know.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, first show I was kind of like, okay, let's hope this, yeah. Because you can, I mean, you can practice all you want to. As soon as you get on stage with the professional sound, at the lights, and the people in front of you, completely different animal.
Yes. Definitely.
nerves kick in.
Yep.
And it was my first show, like, ever.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it's her first band ever that she's
Yes,
been in.
yes.
So
So it's been a very fun new experience for me.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Second show was that
that was Slam
Slam
Dakota,
Dakota, yeah.
at Big's Bar. Amazing show, actually. It's probably one of the funnest gigs I've played since I was in high school. Really, great stage, sound quality. It's amazing how awesome the experience is with working monitors, and you can actually hear everybody.
Yeah.
Because you play the little basement shows and you hear one person's really loud and then the other person's sound is non-existent, and you just got to make do with what you got. And that was just amazing. We were all just on point. We practiced. We were good to go.
Well, yeah, I mean that a show of that magnitude, and you're the first band up. Literally,
Yeah, we were
opening the
open
show.
the whole
you
festival.
need to hit it hard, man. Especially on a bill with 24 death metal bands.
True. I think we were the only non-death metal band in the whole bill
Dude,
of the 2 days.
Yeah.
But
We enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
It was very,
amazing.
very great. It was
yeah,
fantastic.
that's the show I've meant to get out to at some point, but just haven't yet. But yeah, I've heard good
fun
things about it.
time.
Yeah.
And Les Watkins, who puts it together, is such an amazing coordinator and promoter that I'd work with her again in a second.
Nice.
So
Nice.
thanks, Les.
And the other bands that we met over there and we listened for the very first time.
Mhm.
It was amazing. The whole thing was fantastic. The whole experience. Not flaws at all. It was
Cool,
fantastic.
So I mean, I think I knew some of the bands that were playing. Who else did you meet? Did you talk to there?
Oh God.
I mean, earlier we were talking about volcano diving.
Volcano Diving.
'Cause they
Inc.
opened-
Yeah,
yeah.
cool guys, man. Brad and Ian, and I think Tony is one of their
I
guitarists.
believe so. Yeah.
This band out of Milwaukee called Splatter Cadaver. They were pretty cool.
Good
Yeah, great name. There's a band called Kill Everything that
Yeah.
we shared the merch table with.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a pleasure, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, it was something else.
What happens at Big's Bar stays at Big's Bar. But thank you. And then there was one of the headlining groups actually the next day, Skeletal Remains. They're kind of bigger in that particular genre. I got to spend some time hanging out with their bass player, Noah. So he was a really cool dude.
Very cool.
And
Very cool.
just a whole bunch of others like Graveslave, Krog, Rob from Krog. He was a really cool guy. He gave
Oh,
me
yeah.
a compilation CD from, I think it's his record label, is it?
Yeah. Twin Town Tyrant.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's the one.
I know Rob. I've interviewed
Oh yeah,
Rob.
He-
Yeah, he's a
that
good
whole
guy.
band was just awesome.
Yeah.
Krog, they closed the outside stage, and
Mm-hmm.
by then, I'd had a few beers deep, and I was just loving every minute of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, their drummer Mike is a fucking machine.
Oh yeah, just
He is
that
just-
whole band was just on fire that night, and it was an awesome show. I mean, it's weird seeing a local band in a completely different state, like 4 hours away.
Yeah, yeah.
but
But it's
was-
kind of awesome, right?
yeah, it was just a really cool.
And that was with, let's see, it was you guys. Fix the Glitch was there. I forget who else.
Distill Descent
Distal Scent closed it.
and Misery of Flight.
Oh, Misery of
Misery of
Flight.
Flight,
Yep. All very good bands.
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. At one of our favorite places, the Terminal Bar, which I've spoken to. The fact that it's a shitty bar, it's a shitty little dive bar, but it's our shitty little dive bar,
It's cozy.
Way to put it.
and not quite as shitty as it used to be. I mean, it used to be much worse.
Seriously?
Oh,
yeah.
The bathrooms were notorious. Like you could literally smell them as soon as you walked in the front door.
Yeah.
Holy
It
cow.
was bad. But
Floors were a lot cleaner than I remember last time.
yeah, I mean the floors are clean. They cleaned up the bathrooms. They have numbers on the table. They have like craft beers. I'm like, what? This is the Terminal. What the fuck? Just kidding. It's still a term, but they're definitely trying to elevate it. So
Yeah, it was cool, and they were great to us. It was nice.
Yeah.
Joe Fleming, he was a nice dude too.
Mhm.
Just, I'd play there again. Why not?
yeah, absolutely. So, because you've been around the scene for a while,
You know.
you've been around the scene a little bit. What if you could put together like a dream bill with the bands you've met and seen so far? Who would that be? Like you and let's say 3 other bands.
I'm gonna need some time to think about this one.
I have like most of them. I don't know. That's a very interesting.
Okay,
Question.
we'll run back to that. We could. Oh, that one takes thinking too. Because I usually start my interviews with 2 questions. What was the first album you purchased with your own money, and what was the first concert you attended? But those usually take some thinking too. So
I do actually remember those.
well,
The first album I ever bought with my own money was actually a Sam Goody gift card for Christmas. Long time ago. It was 16 Stone by Bush.
nice.
Glycerine and Machine Head were
Mhm.
all over the radio at the time, and
Mhm.
MTV was still playing music, so I remember that. The first concert I ever actually paid money to see was Roger Waters in 2000, 2001-ish. He did his
Okay. Yeah.
In the Flesh tour. He just
Yeah.
came out of retirement, just
Yeah.
completely out of nowhere that summer. I knew then that, yep, I want to do music.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
for
is
sure,
too
for
fucking
sure.
incredible. I have
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I think I bought the. I could be wrong, but I think the Garage Days of Metallica is the first one that I bought with my money.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the first show I attended, I paid money for, 2014, Dream Theater in Burnsville.
Nice.
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 The theater in Burnsville, really good. One of the best shows I've ever attended.
Yeah, another band I've never seen.
Yeah, I want to see Dream Theater. First album I bought, I don't remember the specific one, but it was Incubus. I
Mhm.
remember that.
Mhm.
And my first concert was at the State Fair, 32nd to Mars, Lincoln Park,
Oh, nice.
and AFI.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's quite the hot
Super
topic
good
bill.
shit.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah, I can
Super
honestly say I have seen 30 Seconds to Mars, and if I were 16, they would be the best band in the world. But I was not 16 when I saw them, and they impressed me. But it's kind of like if I were younger, these guys would be. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty young.
On your
It's like,
AFI
wow.
liner before the show.
Oh my god.
But
I was impressed by like the theatrics of it.
Oh,
You know,
totally,
like I wasn't
totally.
expecting all that, and
Yeah.
like 30 Seconds to Mars, I remember they were just like balloons everywhere, and
Yeah.
just all these like random little. Oh, okay.
oh yeah,
You know.
totally. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it was just a fun experience on top of just the music.
Yeah, I could show my age, and the first album I ever bought was Theater of Pain by Motley Crue,
Oh, I don't know.
and on cassette. Thank you very much.
Nice.
And the first show, probably the first like big arena show I saw was Cinderella, Winger, and the Bullet Boys.
You're dating yourself
on the
big
Longfield
time.
Winter Tour, Met Center, 1989. So yeah, I was a freshman in high school. So yeah, I'm old. I'm yeah, but that's fine. What else?
Yeah. All right. Well, one of the bands I'd love to play with, I wouldn't mind playing with Cold Kingdom actually, because anybody that has heard our music almost always says you guys remind me of either it's Evanescence, or if they know any of the local bands, it's Cold Kingdom. So would love to do a show with them.
I can see that. Yeah, yeah.
I think our sound would go really well. Another one that I'd really like to play with, I'd like to do a show with Flip, just because Bowman and just that whole band is just entertaining as hell to see live. and it'd just be a good time, even if our styles were so different. It would just be awesome.
Oh yeah.
And I'd love to play with Hex, actually. Hex
Mm-hmm.
Vortices would be an awesome to share the stage with them
Oh yeah.
and
Totally,
everything.
Totally. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
they know how to really just rip it, and just watching their drummer Tom play is like a free drum.
Mhm.
I'd book them just to kind of like watch him and just take notes.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, he's definitely one of the masters. For
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
For sure. I mean, 20 years in Impaler, or 10 years? Was it 10 or 20 years?
I
in
don't
Impaler?
know. Oh, Impaler would be another one too, actually. I would love to do a Halloween show with Impaler. Oh my god.
That
yes.
would be awesome. I never saw him on a Halloween show. I did see one of their Krampus shows, though. That was fucking fun. That was a lot of fun. I think
wow.
Dumpster Juice was on that show. Somebody else. Yeah, that was a good time. That was a fun one.
Hell
But-
yeah.
Yeah, that's a solid bill. Geostasis, X Vortices, Cold Kingdom. Yeah, I'd pay to see that.
Yeah. Hopefully one day. I don't know.
Yeah, my Cold Kingdom story is I'd never heard of them, and I attended the very first Northern Invasion
Oh.
back in, what was that, 2015 or whatever it was. And they were the first band on the second stage. And I was like, okay, these guys are good. And then they said, oh yeah, we're from the cities and we won like a battle of the bands. And I'm like, how do I not know these people? Like,
Where have you been hiding?
exactly. Yeah, so I've been following them ever since. So yeah,
Yeah, they're very talented.
they're awesome.
I
And
mean,
again, any chance I get to talk to them, they're always really nice guys. Yeah,
hell yeah.
yeah. Okay, Marvel or DC?
Which one's Batman on?
DC.
And DC by default. Adam West, greatest Batman of all time. Fight me.
Mm,
I will die on this hill.
I'll make a point for Michael Keaton.
Okay. Yep. that is an honorable mention, but something about that out of shape Adam West and those tights with the freaking man boobs and the pow and the bang and the bop. I loved it.
No, I can roll with that. Yeah.
Marvel for me. I still remember with my PlayStation playing the Spider-Man title on there. I'm a big gamer,
Mm-hmm.
so
Nice.
I always love the Spider-Man story of kind of being the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. Any thoughts? Or?
Do you have a coin? I just know. I'm sorry, but I don't know. My apologies. I don't know.
That's fair.
Fair.
We all have a different answer.
Yeah.
We're a very diverse band.
Oh yeah.
We like Marvel and DC.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
We also share Coke and Pepsi as well, you know.
That's hard hitting right there. That is yeah. Okay, another thinker, which is bad for video interviews, but I'm going to do it anyway. If you could have, okay, we'll do it this way. If each of you could pick 2 people, dead or alive, to have dinner with, who would it be? I'll insert the Jeopardy music here.
Dead or alive, huh?
Yeah.
How
That's a good one.
about Jesus and Hitler? I want to see what they talk about.
Oh, 2 people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, everybody gets 2 people, so it's a
Oh,
dinner
okay.
for 9.
Okay.
Like that kind of
Oh,
affects my
damn.
answer. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be there.
No, I'm going to switch it up. Jesus can stay, but
Hitler.
Hitler, nah.
Ruin it for the rest.
Just too much bad PR involved with that.
Yeah.
So how about Jesus and Charlie Sheen?
Oh, I like the way you think.
That would be
That
one
would be
hell of
fun.
a
That would be
conversation.
fun.
Or looking at you. No.
Well, we could look at Iago too.
No, I'm thinking.
Yeah, all the questions I asked are thinkers, which I
Yeah.
really got to narrow that
It's
down.
good. It's good.
I would get Luca Turilli from Rhapsody and Michael Romeo from Symphony X.
Ooh.
Mhm, mhm.
And I would speak Italian. I'll learn it.
Fair enough.
No, I was
Fair
just
enough.
gonna
man.
I will
magically
learn
start
it.
speaking Italian.
I'll learn it for that night.
He'll teach you there at the dinner party.
Ooh.
It can be educational. That's fine too.
Yes.
I have to go with Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park
Mhm.
and Michael Jackson.
I like that table. That's a good table. Yeah.
Yes. I need to know
Mhm.
behind their creative process.
Yes. Yes. Well, and then the other question is, where do you go to eat?
Wow.
I mean, is it
We have to
Italian? Is it
impress
Mexican?
Jesus.
Is it burgers? Is it,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, I doubt we'd be eating ham sandwiches if Jesus was around.
True, true.
Just bread.
Yeah. I don't know. They'd have to serve bread and wine. Olive Garden?
Nice long
There you go.
table.
There you go.
Perfect. Perfect.
I would go to a taco place in my hometown. I always go to. So, yeah.
Yeah, that'd work.
Like Olive Garden. It's too funny.
It's for family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're there, you're family.
You're there, your family. Even
The
if you're,
bread.
you know, two incredible guitar players, Jesus, who else did you say?
Charlie
Charlie
Sheen,
Sheen and, you know,
the Warlock.
and the, yeah, I mean, that they'd watch everybody going by like, oh, this is going to be a fun night.
I noticed that you weren't interested in my table, which I understand.
No, well, collectively.
Oh,
this is
okay.
one big
Okay.
table.
Oh,
This is
okay,
one big
okay.
table. You know,
It's got to be a long table if it
Yeah.
stretches all the way from Olive Garden to his hometown in Mexico.
Yeah.
this is true. This is true.
15.
We're going to be really far apart if there's 9 of us spread out on this table.
Yeah, each of you are like 10 miles apart. You know, pass the salt. Boom.
My
Fired out of a cannon.
Oh. Good times. Good times.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what do you guys have upcoming? I mean, now that the shows are coming back and we're kind of, we won't say over COVID, but we're kind of, you know, in a
Getting there.
Slowly
mellower
getting
place right now. Yeah, yeah.
Apparently, yes. I'm the one that talks for a living, if you haven't noticed.
I kind of picked up on that. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
That's fine.
you
Every
know.
band's got one.
I'm not quite at Lars Ulrich level quite yet.
I don't
but
think anybody is.
we're only a couple years in. Give it time.
Yeah, yeah.
No, we've dropped a couple of singles now, and we're getting ready to release our debut EP October 1st. It's going to be a digital release. Beyond that, we have a show December 11th
Okay.
at the Eagles Club. That's going to round it out for the year, and we're writing and revamping our set list. We've got the 4-song EP, but then we've got another about 4 or 5 songs in the works. So
Nice.
our set list has basically doubled in the past year,
Yes.
and it shows no signs of slowing down. So I guess at some point we're going to have to do some pre-production and demo out and make plans for another record. But right now we're kind of just writing it out, and just we're going to play some shows, and then starting early next year with our downtime and all, just start booking it. So we have just a solid just repertoire of shows, just
Nice.
show
nice.
after show after show kind of thing, and just really push the EP as long as people are still interested.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I've heard the EP. It's really good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So who do we have a bill for the December 11th show, or not built yet, or
Kind of.
kind of in the works, or
Yeah,
It's in the
that's
works.
yeah. Our bass player Alex is putting that together as we speak.
nice, nice.
So, in between getting better from his illness, and I honestly don't know. He just got like a cold or something.
Okay.
His kid just brought something home from daycare.
Oh,
It's not the Rona or anything like that.
freaking kids, they'll do that.
The worst.
Okay, cool. So,
Yeah.
so we'll look out for that and get that EP on October 1st, and yeah, for sure.
Love it.
Yeah, much luck, and
Thank you.
yeah, we'll see you guys around.
Thanks.
Cool.
Good.
Thanks for having us.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, any parting words before we shut down here?
There's nothing scarier in the world than a drunk metalhead in a mosh pit that feels no pain.
Cool.
Fair. That yeah. and with that,
Think about.
good night.